What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than I have in the past. Today we're going to be doing a time-lapse video where I talk about my fears as an artist and what I do to either have those fears fuel the flame to my artistic fire, or what I do to just get rid of the fear altogether and get past it, because it's going to make me freeze up and I'm going to get a flippin' artist block. And let's be honest, artist blocks suck and nobody's got time for that. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you get to the end of it and you think of something that you do that helps you either fuel the flame or helps you get rid of the fear altogether, drop it down below in the comments below. I would love to hear your opinion on the subject. And heck, if you have any fears of your own that I do not share, drop them down below, because we're a community of helping and loving each other, and so I'm totally down to listen. Without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, everyone, today's video is going to be a little heavy, and for that, I'm sorry. But I'm not really all that sorry, because I think it's a necessary conversation that isn't had enough. So I want to start off by saying that my biggest fears as an artist are that, one, I'll never be satisfied with my art, and two, that I'll never be good enough. But I'm still finding my style, and I also still haven't found my niche. And by niche, I mean that I haven't started working in one particular subject area, all of that. Whether it be landscapes, portraits, abstract, whether my work is social or, whatever. I've always felt like I need to figure out what I'm most passionate and inspired to paint in order to ever truly be satisfied and proud of my work. But that is just not the case. I cannot stress this enough. I feel like all of us artists, we put our heart and soul into our work. And then when we go to put ourselves, our souls, our artwork out into the public, we make all of these excuses as to why we're not good enough, why the work isn't good enough, what could be changed in order to make us better, what we need to do marketing-wise, what we need to do work-wise, what we need to do, what we need to do, what we need to do, over and over and over again. And the truth is, I should have fun experimenting. And in the process of experimenting, I will find my style and the types of subjects I'm passionate about. And while I'm experimenting and creating work, I just need to work and try as hard as I can to make each piece as best as it possibly can be. If I do that, then how could I not be satisfied? If along the way I feel concerned and fearful that the work won't be good enough, or the thought or subject behind the work sucks, then I either power through it or ask myself one of two questions. The first question being, how can the visuals be enhanced to enhance the representation of the thought behind it? Woo! Okay, one more time, because I know that was kind of a mouthful. How can the visuals be enhanced to enhance the representation of the thought behind it? If you may not do conceptual work or whatever, but either way, when you're painting a portrait of, anybody, you should be able to have a thought process on what emotion you want them to portray through their facial expressions. The shading, the light, the colors all play into how you are feeling as an artist and what story this person or painting of landscape or whatever you're painting, what story does it tell the viewer? Whether you're conceptual or not, I think that there should be some sort of backing behind that. And the second question I ask myself is, how can I portray this subject in a way that isn't usually seen? It could be, let me think of a random subject. Uh, you know, if you went into your bathroom and picked up the plunger and put the plunger above your head to where you were below the suction cup, whatever that thing is. And this is a horrible, horrible example. Nobody wants to touch a nasty plunger. Oh my God, no. But okay, I can't think of anything else right now. Say you go and pick up the plunger and look at it from the bottom up. You know, most people don't put plungers all nasty and gross above their head. Maybe go buy a fresh, clean one from the store. That's pretty unsanitary or whatever, but gross. Um, but you can make some really interesting pieces from taking everyday subjects and putting them in a way that isn't normally seen, and it'll get you inspired. It will make the piece really interesting to look at. Maybe your viewer's like, what is that? Oh, Dale, what is that? And her husband's like, honey, I think it's a plunger. Well, they'd be like, ew, well, that's an interesting view. Okay, I don't know what they would say, but it it makes it a lot more interesting to look at. Um, Hang a set of car keys above your face, or I don't know, figure it out. Take a good look around the area you are sitting in, and I'm sure you could find 50 quadrillion different subjects to look at from a different perspective. Um, so yeah, how can I portray the subject in a way that isn't usually seen? Asking myself these questions gets the creativity flowing again and fuels inspiration. And clearly also gives me a good laugh. I don't know. Um, One of the other ways I pull out of a block from fear or any other reason is by doing a painting like this one that I'm painting right now in this video. I started this painting without knowing or caring how it was going to turn out in the end. I just let it happen, and once it was done, I felt the urge to create more. Sometimes I'm capable of forcing very powerful emotions out into my artwork, whether it's fear, anger, sadness, pure bliss, peace, or whatever. Um, I really truly believe that when an artist is capable of doing this, it makes their work a lot more powerful and so much more satisfying in the end. I have fears in different areas of my art journey at different times, but it always seems to boil down to what my abilities are, what they will be, and how I feel about it. Being self aware is the greatest and scariest thing, but it's what has helped me become the artist that I am and the artist I will be in the future. Um, Other ways that I like to mix things up and get me out of a block, I believe you should look up contours. Blind contours are super fun. It's where you look at your subject and only look at your subject, and you draw that subject without ever taking your pen, marker, whatever, off the paper, and you never look at the paper. You just stare at your subject and draw it without lifting your hand or looking your eyes down at your paper. It's so fun, and you can create some really crazy looking things. Um, it's so much fun, and it can be so hilarious, especially if you're drawing people, So, and you can actually create some really awesome pieces from it. Another thing that's super fun is, and I haven't seen a lot of people do this, is hang a really long string from a tree or a pole or whatever, and tie a black Sharpie to the end of it. As the wind blows all day long, that string will blow your Sharpie around, and your Sharpie, if you lay a nice large piece of paper underneath it, it will create this pattern and design on it. And you could create some really cool abstract pieces from that. Um, it's always fun to just kind of draw a scribble across a piece of paper and then look at it and see what you can make visually out of it. I always think that's so much fun. And if you tie a string and the Sharpie to a tree and let the wind do it for you, you have less control over that than if you just took your pencil and scribbled it on to a piece of paper with your hand. And I think it's really fun. It forces you to think about what it looks like and what you could turn it into. And it forces you to creatively think. And I think it's a really awesome way of doing it. People might even stop and ask you, what the heck are you doing at the park with a, a piece of string tied to a tree with a Sharpie and paper? It's a good conversation piece, let's be honest. So, in the process of waiting for your masterpiece to be born, you can have a great conversation in the process. So, try all of these things out. If you have any fears of your own that you'd like to share, or any other ideas that I did not list to get yourself out of a creative block, please put it in the comments down below. I would really appreciate it. And I hope you guys are all able to conquer and use your fears to fuel your creative fire. And no matter what, never let fear beat you down. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate you all. Find me on Instagram, Facebook, my website. It's all Artwork by Payton, artworkbypayton.com. And I will see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.